Hey, good afternoon. Good to see you again. Today I want to talk about how do you mount your telephone or how do you mount your GPS on your bike. So I'm building this 450, also applies to 500 KTM EXC, and of course any other dirt bike, whatever you've got, a Honda or whatever, you're going to need navigation, right? And you're going to need if you want to be able to see your phone, get phone calls, things like that. So there are some different ways to go. I see a lot of people now. It's very popular to get these towers, and they watch Paris to Dakar, or just Dakar it's called now. That's old days. I'm showing how old I am. And they say, oh man, they got to have this rally tower, right? Because it's got all this stuff on it, special headlights and everything. And I couldn't tell you of a bigger waste of money for the average person. If you're going to race the car, okay, great. You probably need one or other rally races. But for the average guy on an enduro bike, adventure bike, light, whether heavy, you don't need one of those things. And a lot of the big heavy bikes, they come with, half a tower anyway. But you can mount a windshield, you can mount a better headlight, you can mount, mounts for your pad, or your phone or your GPS, a lot easier and save a ton of money. I want to show you a couple of pictures of different towers I was looking at on the internet. And honestly, the cheapest one I saw was $650, up to close to $2,000 to buy one of these. And what you're doing is you're wasting a lot of money and you're adding extra weight to your bike that you don't need, and it's going to be thrown off your steering and geometry because you're adding extra weight to the front of it and more in your turning because it's connected to the front end there. So I just wouldn't recommend that. I mean, they look cool. I've got a friend who's got one. You fall over though, or wheelie over, and you destroy that thing, and they cost a ton of money. But hey, that one, just sharing the way I'm going. I'm trying to save you a little bit of money. And for the light adventure bike rider, maybe you're not going around the world. You're just going for 1, 2, 3 weeks, even a month trip, maybe longer. I wouldn't get one if I went around the world. So I want to show you what I use. Okay, enough said. Okay, here's the phone mount I have on my Husky. Yeah, and this is great when I go out for, doing my little enduro ride and stuff like that. And for any navigation, pop my phone in there and tighten it down. Yeah, it does a pretty good job. It holds pretty good, and it moves this way and that way, and you can slide it up and down a little bit, but not much adjustment on it. And the phone has fallen out of that before. Then here's the one on my Ducati. This is just another brand you can see there, ILM. And actually this one's a little better, has a slightly wider rubber in here, and you can adjust it from both sides. Does a pretty good job. And it's not real adjustable. Once you get it tightened down, you can slide it up and down a little bit, but the more you move it, the looser it gets. But really, this is the way to go for the adventure rider. You got to get the RAM mount. I mean, it costs a little more, but you can see how it mounts here, fully adjustable, back and forth, up and down. It actually gives a little bit more for putting your phone in there and other devices. It has a little bit more shock resistance, so your phone's not going to take quite such a beating as it would in these harder mounted ones. So yeah, that's the one I recommend. Okay, so yeah, we're talking about the RAM mount here. And as I filmed the other part of it with my phone, I thought I'd just film it showing you how it works. Basically, this is a Samsung A52, I think. It's a pretty good size phone, slides in the pocket. It's good size for using your different apps. This is Maps.me, which I often use. So I can, basically with the RAM mount, if you haven't seen one before, you just slide it in like this, boom, and it's in there. And it is, you can't get it out of there. I did knock it out once with my helmet. Somehow I looked down and came up and bumped it from the bottom and somehow got it out of there. But, other than that, it just doesn't fall out of there. And you can see again it flexes. You can move it one side, the other, up, down, all around, you know, and really get it just where you like it. And then you can navigate, you know, your place, and you can see really well whether you're using Maps.me or some other version or some other app. It's really good. So yeah, that's the new RAM mount. Again, you just basically, they make different sizes. You can get really big ones, really small ones, but you just basically slide it like that. So you can see with one hand, you can get it out really quick. And you can rearrange these little pegs here so that, for example, tighten that up a little bit. For example, the peg, you don't want it to be in the way of your buttons here. So I just moved it down there. It's secure, doesn't hold them. Okay. I recommend it. Yeah, so you can see basically I'm recommending the RAM mount. There's other mounts you could get and put on there. And as you can see from the video, I do have a windshield mounted on there, and I'll show you how to mount that in a different video. Also I've got a different headlight on there. I'm going to show that in a different video, upgrade as well. So you don't have to have the tower and have all those fancy lights and stuff on there. That's good enough. Remember, on those rally things, they have a sheet, a big rolling sheet that they go through that shows all the navigation. I think they're going to more of a digital format now, but still, they need that extra room on the, you know, on the rally tower for a real rally. But for the average guy, you don't need it. You can save a lot of money, or you can put a lot of money into something else, not getting with us. So yeah, check it out. See what you think. Get that RAM mount. It's a lot cheaper, and there's some other good mounts out there as well. And you want to upgrade later to a tower thing, hey, go for it. All right, be blessed, and have a great day.